Welcome to another Unreal Foos tutorial. Today's lesson is the push kick. Okay, so the first step is picking a spot where you're going to start the shot. Okay, so your options are you can have this guy against the wall. This is one spot, and then after that it's anywhere along this line, essentially until you get to being right in front of the goal. And those are good spots. The more popular spots that I've seen people shoot this push kick right in front of the goal, right in front of this line, and all the way up against the wall. But you know, anything in between will work. I usually like to set up right in front of the goal just because it gives me an idea of where, at least it lets me know that I'm starting from the same spot every time. And so I use this line as a guide, so I can start from here. So I'll show you how to shoot it from here, plus how to shoot it from this spot right in front of the goal, and I'll show you a couple different ways of executing a push kick from these spots. Okay, so now that you picked a spot where you're going to start the shot, the next step is setting up the ball. So to set up the ball, I can move back and forth, and then use this guy to essentially move the ball forwards or backwards to set it up at the spot that I want. And I usually like to set up the ball maybe close to a ball's width behind the bar. Not necessarily that much, but a little bit behind the bar. And that will allow me to do some dinks, which I'll talk about in the push kick series tutorial. But for now, just let's start practicing the push kick from this position. So I get right behind it, and one thing to note is the first technique I'll show you, you have to have the ball and the guy flush against each other. They have to be touching. So this is one spot, and this will give you good consistency to shoot this shot. Okay, so now that you know where to set up the ball and how to set up the ball, then push kicking, it's essentially the same technique. You're just varying the distance where you want to hit the ball, and that'll allow you to hit long, middle, or short. And what I like to do is when I push the ball and I feel that it's going to get to the spot where I want to hit, the guy that's striking the ball will come down, hit the ball, but at the same time I'm bringing the bar back in order to square the ball. So this is what it should look like. So you see from that shot, you can see that this guy, when the ball was getting there, I came down on it and I stroke the ball that way. So like that. And then after that, it's the same technique to be able to hit middles and straights or shorts. Okay, so the technique that I've shown you, it works, pretty well to execute the shots from any distance along here. But when you set up the ball right in front of the goal, at this point you don't have a whole lot of room before this guy hits the wall. So it's a little bit harder to get the movement started before you have to hit the ball, right? So if you want to set up in front of the goal, another technique for shooting this push kick is to not have the ball and the guy be right next to each other, but you can have them be a little bit apart, and then you can flinch a little bit. And this flinching movement, what you can do is not necessarily the flinching, but the fact that the guy and the ball are apart will allow you to hit the ball and get the takeoff to be a little bit faster. So if you're here, you can do your push kicks that way too. And then after that, it'll be a matter of hitting the push kick in this fashion at different lengths. But the nice thing about essentially doing this is that you don't have to push kick to do a straight. You can just go straight. right? And so that's one of the nice things about this is that it adds a nice little fake to go straight. But again, it's all a matter of developing the timing here and hitting the ball that way.